Hey there, investors. Today we're diving into the fascinating world of MicroStrategy, or MSTR. This company is a real head-scratcher, folks. They're playing a double game and it's making waves on Wall Street. On the one hand, we have a seasoned veteran in the business intelligence software arena. They're talking data analytics, cloud solutions, the whole shebang. Think crunching numbers, making sense of complex information, the kind of stuff that gets businesses excited. But here's the twist. MicroStrategy has gone all in on Bitcoin. We're talking billions of dollars invested in the volatile world of cryptocurrency. This bold move has left analysts and investors alike both excited and terrified. Is this a recipe for disaster or a stroke of genius? Buckle up, because we're about to break it all down. We'll analyze their software business, dissect their Bitcoin strategy, and see if this company is a buy, sell, or hold. Stay tuned. Let's rewind the clock for a minute. MicroStrategy has been around since 1989, and they've built a solid reputation in the business intelligence software industry. They're known for their enterprise analytics platform, helping businesses analyze data, create reports, and make better decisions. Their flagship product is called MicroStrategy Analytics, and it's used by some MicroStrategy into a proxy for Bitcoin itself. Now let's talk about the good, the bad, and the ugly of MicroStrategy's dual focus. On the plus side, their software business is well established. They've got a loyal customer base and a steady stream of revenue coming in. And let's not forget about Bitcoin's potential. When Bitcoin goes up, MicroStrategy's stock tends to skyrocket. It's been a wild ride for investors, with massive gains during Bitcoin's bull runs. But here's the catch. Bitcoin is incredibly volatile. When Bitcoin crashes, MicroStrategy feels the pain. Their stock price can plummet and their large Bitcoin holdings become a major liability. Then there's the issue of debt. MicroStrategy took on a lot of debt to buy Bitcoin, which raises concerns about their financial stability. What happens if Bitcoin enters a prolonged bear market? MicroStrategy isn't just competing in the world of business intelligence software, they're also facing off against giants in the cryptocurrency space. In the software arena, they're up against some heavy hitters like Microsoft's Power BI and Salesforce's Tableau. These companies have vast resources, massive marketing budgets, and a strong foothold in the market. On the Bitcoin front, they're swimming with the sharks. We're talking about cryptocurrency exchanges like Coinbase, institutional investors like Grayscale, and even entire countries like El Salvador that have adopted Bitcoin. So, MicroStrategy is like David facing multiple Goliaths. They need to stay agile, innovative, and a few steps ahead to compete in these cutthroat markets. Section 5, riding the Bitcoin roller coaster, investor returns. For investors who bought MicroStrategy stock before their Bitcoin buying spree, it's been a wild ride. Those who timed it right and sold at the peak have made a killing. We're talking life-changing gains. But for those who bought in later or held on during the dips, it's been a different story. The stock's performance has been directly tied to Bitcoin's volatility, leading to some nail-biting moments. Compared to the S&P 500, MicroStrategy's stock performance has been much more erratic. It's outperformed the market during Bitcoin rallies but lagged behind during downturns. It's important to remember that past performance is not indicative of future results. Investing in MicroStrategy is a bet on both their software business and the unpredictable world of Bitcoin. Section 6, a balancing act, debt, Bitcoin, and financial health. Now let's take a closer look at MicroStrategy's financials. Their balance sheet is dominated by two things, Bitcoin and debt. They've taken on billions of dollars in debt to fund their Bitcoin purchases, which has raised concerns among some analysts. High levels of debt can limit a company's flexibility and increase their vulnerability during economic downturns. On the other hand, their software business continues to generate revenue and positive cash flow. The question is whether their software business can generate enough cash to service their debt and weather potential storms in the Bitcoin market. It's a delicate balancing act, folks. MicroStrategy is walking a tightrope, and their financial health depends on the performance of both their software business and their Bitcoin holdings. Section 7. Gazing into the crystal ball, MicroStrategy's future. Predicting the future is never easy, especially in the fast-paced worlds of technology and cryptocurrency. But let's put on our speculation hats and consider some potential scenarios for MicroStrategy. In a bullish scenario, Bitcoin could continue its upward trajectory, reaching new all-time highs. This would be a boon for MicroStrategy, potentially turning their massive Bitcoin holdings into a goldmine. But what if Bitcoin crashes and burns? This worst-case scenario could spell trouble for MicroStrategy, potentially leading to significant financial losses and putting their software business at risk. Of course, there's always the middle ground. Bitcoin could stabilize, experiencing periods of growth and decline, but ultimately becoming a more established asset class. This scenario would require MicroStrategy to carefully manage their debt and continue to grow their software business. Section 8. So is it a buy? So there you have it, folks. MicroStrategy is a company with a lot of potential, but also a lot of risk. They're betting big on Bitcoin, and only time will tell if their gamble pays off. If you're a risk-averse investor, MicroStrategy is probably not for you. Their stock price is too closely tied to the volatile nature of Bitcoin, and their high debt levels add another layer of uncertainty. But if you're a thrill seeker, a believer in Bitcoin's long-term potential, and you're comfortable with volatility, then MicroStrategy might be worth a small, speculative bet. Just remember to do your research, understand the risks involved, and never invest more than you can afford to lose. And hey, if you do decide to take the plunge, buckle up and enjoy the ride. It's going to be a wild one.